So, coming off a totally unexpected week, I did not expect the kind of results I had this past week. Now we head out on vacation and see if I can at least not gain weight. That's going to be the goal, I think. Time to go. This week, my family and I packed up our RV and headed to Niagara Falls to meet up with some friends, enjoy some time off work, appreciate the falls, check out an amusement park and water park, and celebrate our nation's birthday. My strategy up until this point really has been to follow 3 simple steps. Move more, eat better, lift heavy things. And for move more, I've been tracking my steps with an iWatch or an Apple Watch. And my minimum daily step goal is like 10,000 steps a day is what I try to get. As for eating better, the big part of my plan up until now has been to just eradicate like any sugary type snacks. No ice cream, no Reese cups, no cake, cookies, nothing like that. And also to abstain from alcohol. And then as far as like strength training, lift heavy things, I've just been trying to do a 15-minute total body workout with dumbbells at least 3 times a week has been my goal. And so far, up until this point, I've done pretty well. I've lost 11.8 pounds and I'm finally down below 20 pounds. So this week, going into this week, I know I'm going on vacation. We're going to be with friends. I already know there's going to be adult beverages. And there's a couple, 3 or 4 things that I want to indulge in while I'm there. So starting at the top, I got Molson beer. When I was in the Army as a second lieutenant right after college, I was stationed in Fort Drum, New York, and that's where I was introduced to Molson beer. And I love Molson Golden, and I cannot find it anywhere around me anyway. So definitely going to be drinking some Molson beer. The Niagara Falls area is right near Buffalo, New York. So when you're in Buffalo, you got to have buffalo wings, right? So that was definitely on the agenda. And then for the Canadian side, Canadian Kit Kats was a must-have. If you've never had a Kit Kat from Canada, you are definitely missing out. I'm proud to be an American, but they have superior Kit Kats by far, in my opinion. And then lastly, you can't be in and around the Canadian area without doing some Tim Horton donuts. So I knew that I was going to be going a little outside of my normal from eating better. So my plan to, basically counteract all of this was I figured with Move More, I would just try to exceed 10,000 steps, like significantly exceed it. And I figured that would be easy to do because we were planning kind of an active vacation. There's an amusement park and a water park there. Like I'm going to be out doing things every day. So I figured that part wouldn't be hard. As far as the eating better part goes, I was just planning on trying to do my best to kind of stick with the plan during the times that I'm not indulging. So, eat a decent breakfast, eat a healthy lunch if we're gonna have wings that night or whatever. And then for lift heavy things, the strength training portion, my plan here was to do kind of a body weight like push-ups, squats, things that I could do without dumbbells on the road without any equipment. I was gonna trial that and just do like a total body circuit 3 times during the week. So that's what the plan was. And the question is, can you lose can you lose weight on vacation? And well, we'll take a look at my results. I think my answer is going to be maybe. I'll start off with my steps or Move More. So obviously, you can see right away that I had a big miss in this category. My average daily step count for the week was 10,657. And like I said, I wanted to get well over that into the 15s, 20s most days. And if you can see on the chart there on day 5, I had 0 steps. I took my Apple Watch off that day. I'll explain that here in a second. Day 6, I only had 6,700. And day 7, I only had 4,000 steps. Basically, the evening of day 4, I started feeling a little tickle in the back of my throat. And when I woke up in the morning on day 5, that's the day that we're supposed to go to Niagara Falls with family and friends. I was feeling like full on upper respiratory infection coming on. Felt like maybe a sinus infection, but I was also just worn out, very fatigued. And part of that might have been just from lack of sleep, the work prior to going. I wasn't well rested going into this vacation. So, and this also could be why I got sick. But anyway, so basically at this point, I essentially gave up because I didn't feel good. So moving on to eating I'll throw my menu up there. It's not much better. I did enjoy those indulgences, particularly early on in the vacation, before I started not feeling well. But the rest of the time, I did not eat well, and I don't know what the issue is. Well, I know what the issue is. I'm the issue, right? For whatever reason, we travel in a motorhome, and we cannot get it together when it comes to eating better on the road. I don't know. Every single time, we always talk about it. We try to have a plan. We do okay, but then it always devolves into some fast food nonsense at some point. I've watched on YouTube different RV channels. In fact, there's one, Keep Your Daydream, where they've been traveling full time for a long period of time, and they work out. The wife, Trish, she's like a gourmet cook. They always make these fantastic lunches on their travel days that they prepare ahead of time, and we never do anything like that. And in fact, we usually get up in the morning, leave quicker than what we were planning on initially. Why we do this, I don't know. Ants in the pants or something, FOMO. But whatever. We bust out, and then ultimately end up eating fast food somewhere, and it kind of throws everything off. So eating better was not just a matter of the indulgences. I think had I stuck with my original plan, and had I not gotten sick, I think a lot of this might have been better. And then lift heavy things, I'm not going to throw anything up there because there's nothing to throw up there. It's a big fat zero. Again, that's 2 weeks in a row that I haven't done any strength training. And this one, honestly, I mean, yeah, there's the illness part of it, but there's also a part that maybe you can relate to too, is a little bit of self-sabotage. And basically how this happened is, so I've got this plan to do this like push-up workout, body weight kind of calisthenics thing. And our first night out, we were spending the night at a truck stop, which sounds funny, I know. And we had never actually done it before, but Love's Truck Stops have RV sites. And we have stayed in like some, RV sites right off the highway that are purposefully built there just to be convenient for travelers. So this is not a destination by any means. It's just a quick and convenient thing. And that's what we were looking for on this trip, is just somewhere to sleep, get up the next morning, continue on to Niagara. So while none of us in our family are light sleepers, and we have stayed at some pretty loud RV parks near the highways, this one, it was excessively loud all night long. So I did not sleep well. But I had this idea going into it that I would do this video, and I could even cut out a section of the video or make a bigger video about a truck stop workout, because I thought, hey, this could maybe help my YouTube channel. Maybe it'll go viral with truck drivers. I don't know. So I wake up in the morning. I'm super tired. We didn't sleep well. And I basically go through this mental gymnastics of talking myself out of doing the workout. And it went something to the effect of, this isn't really a very ideal place. It's kind of like there's no privacy whatsoever. You're like out in the middle of everywhere. Would I really do this? Like, I always talk about like, what's your normal, and this should be sustainable. And do I really see myself in the future working out at truck stops? Or am I just doing this for YouTube to potentially get a video that, would gain more subscribers or something? And I convinced myself that the only reason why I was doing the truck stop workout was because of, the YouTube aspect of it. And that I normally wouldn't do a truck stop workout because it just didn't make sense. It wasn't private. It was loud. It just wasn't a good setup for it. So I talked myself out of it, and I thought, and then this happens. It happened last week, and it's going to happen this week, is you put off that strength training a day, right? And so now I'll do it tomorrow. Well, we get to Niagara that night. We set up, we have a good time with the friends, and the next day is the water park and amusement park day. So we're up early, we're going out to do that thing. My son's super excited, and now we're like full vacation mode. And so I skipped that day, and then you can kind of see how it goes. And the next thing you know, I get sick, and it just never happens. So I guess I'll just leave this one thought here with regard to self-sabotage and weight loss. Um, when I was in the military, particularly when I was a brand new lieutenant, one of the kind of the cliche sayings, and there's different versions of it, but the one that I remember is the definition of discipline is doing the right thing when nobody's looking. And that I failed, right? This is just, I have no excuse. This is literally a lack of discipline is why I was able to talk myself out of it. And I think that can happen to all of us. In fact, I think it probably happens more often than we want to admit. So just realizing that and realizing, okay, you have goals. To achieve those goals, you have to accomplish certain things, and just reminding yourself of that, because not every week is going to go perfectly. Not every day is going to go perfectly, as evidenced by the prior 6 weeks of this whole journey that I'm on. So anyway, whatever reason, it's a good wake up call and a reminder that I'm in as much control, or I am the one in control of my weight loss journey, and I can either let myself be overcome by events, or I can control the situation and do what I can when I can. And that's what I should have done. I didn't. But so overall, the week was, let's just say, not that great. But I did have some wins. I did get to spend quality time with my family and friends. My son is just not getting to the age where he enjoys roller coasters. And so that was really cool. The amusement park we went to has definitely seen its better days. But it was inexpensive and there were no lines. And it only had one roller coaster, but it was a decent one. And he rode that thing, I don't know, the first day that we went, I think he rode it like 7 times, which was really cool to have that experience with him. And hopefully we'll go to some other neat places with roller coasters. Got away from work for a while. That was a win. And another kind of little anecdote here is, even though it was a day that I was not feeling well, our motorhome's kind of like got a galley kitchen moving through the front, and it gets kind of narrow as you go to the back room. And I was walking past my wife, and she just kind of like reached out to give me like one of those, like, kind of glancing hugs, not a full hug, just like put her hand around me, and she said, "Your belly's gone." And the reality is it's not gone. It's still there. But from her perspective, it is, it's definitely gone. It's because if you think about it, I've lost 11.8 pounds up until this week. But even prior to this, because like I said in my very first video, I believe, I'm not new to trying this, and I had been up, excuse me, as high as 222, like 3 months prior to starting this program. So really I'm down, what am I down now? Like, 25 pounds or something like that. So it was nice that someone who, knows me, loves me, cares about me, and sees me on a daily basis was actually noticing, as well. So that was good too. So I did have some wins, but the answer to, can you lose weight on vacation? Yeah, I'm sure you can. Did I? No, I didn't. I ended the week back up above 200 pounds. So I actually gained weight, which my goal was minimally to not. So that was kind of a bummer, but you know what? There's next week. This is a year-long journey that I'm on that hopefully leads to a sustainable lifestyle. So I'm not going to sweat a missed week. It is a bummer to get below 200 and then bounce right back up, but I can't blame it on, my vacation or the indulgences, because that wasn't it. I can't even really blame it on illness. It was a combination of all of it, right? And so just realizing that and taking the lessons learned and doing better next week, that's my plan. So again, I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. It will help. And until next week, just remember, move more, eat better, and lift heavy things.